Good afternoon, everyone, from sunny Donaueschingen. This is Sherry Rhodes.
And I'm Pippa Britton.
We're pleased to have you with us as we begin in the last afternoon of individual match play elimination here at the World Para Archery Championships.
I think we've just got the coaches arriving for our first match of the day.
And our first match is a new one that we have not presented for you on Archery TV. It is the visually impaired division. We're excited to have these athletes here as they enter the field.
The first athlete to come on is Roger Rhys-Evans from Britain.
This is the VI1 division. This is the division that is the most severely disabled division. Rules of classification are based on their differing levels of acuity. In addition to this class being essentially blind, not having any discernible vision, they must also include blackout, sunglasses, or
a blindfold.
A blindfold of some kind. Entering the field now is Janice Wolf from Team USA. It
just takes a little while for these athletes to set up. They have a jig or tactile sight that they use in order to sight in on the target.
And differently from the other matches that you will see after we finish the VI divisions today, is these athletes will have two ends of 3-sider arrows each, because their setup is and can be different from the practice field, which is just behind us here. So this is the first of three practice arrows, and they will shoot simultaneously. Once we start the matches, they will shoot alternating format. So as you're watching from your tablets, your computers, your devices, hopefully you will see that what was on the field of play before the athletes arrived was a tripod just in front of the shooting line, and on that tripod is a sight, a tactile sight that the archer places. These two archers are using they connect with it through the back of their hand.
And the sight's only allowed to have a single point touching the back of the hand as well, so it's not very much in contact with them, but it really helps them to aim in a very efficient way.
Very much so. And the other thing that you will see with these two athletes is they have an assistant. In previous categories, you've seen the W1s were the only class that was allowed an assistant. And in the case of the VI athletes, their assistant gets to let them know where their arrow has landed on the target. That's that input that the sighted archers have. And then will also can help them make sight adjustments by moving their setup either on the ground or directly moving their sight pin. It moves just like it's like a recurve sight, and in some cases it may incorporate a sight pin, although the archers don't see it, but they do feel it. So if you're an archer and know how a sight pin moves up or down for highs and lows and lefts and rights for windage, Janice is having a bit of a trial finding the target this time, but I think she did that last one.
Well, I'm sure they'll get the adjustment right in the next practice end.
And Roger connected with at least two of his shots. So, like we said, this is a learning experience for everyone here with the VI archery, both with event management and judges and the athletes and the people that support them.
And these are both very experienced athletes who've been shooting for a number of years, but this is the first time that we've had them actually in the World Archery Para Championships.
I've been able to work with Janice as a coach-athlete relationship and have enjoyed that tremendously. She's a very competitive lady.
In fact, we're almost on two sides here, because my very first archery club Roger from Great Britain was in my archery club when I joined it when I first started shooting.
Well, you've known each other for a long time then. All right, last practice round for 3 arrows for these athletes. There we go.
Yeah, that's
good
good
solid
to see.
shots from both athletes. Janice's assistant up there making some adjustments with her sight. The other thing that's interesting with the VI divisions is that the athletes may choose to shoot either a compound or a recurve, but they shoot a recurve format. So when we start this match, it'll be a set system scoring. Janice is getting dialed in now.
Yeah, she sure is.
They're shooting at a full-size 80-centimeter face. They get to score all 10 rings. If you were watching earlier this morning, you saw the compound athletes were shooting at an 80-centimeter 6-ring target face, quite a bit smaller, and only scored from the 10 out to the 5 ring.
I think Janice is definitely sighted in now.
And the crowd is sharing their appreciation of Janice's zeroing in or dialing in on things.
I think we've got a really good crowd here today.
Looks like we've got a couple hundred people in the stands, both athletes from other teams. The USA certainly represented, GBR there, but quite a bit of the local community has come out all week to support this event.
One of the members of the volunteer crowd from locally has said to me that they think this is going to be the biggest championship in 20 years they've seen in this area.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I understand that in 2 weeks' time there's a World Championship equestrian event happening on these very same grounds.
Yes, I think so. But I think they're finding the archery more exciting, which is great.
We were pleased to have some horseback riders actually shooting archery from the horseback during our opening ceremony. So it's a combination of the two events.
Yeah.
That is one of the performers at the opening ceremonies is a world famous athlete for the skills that she does in that type of activity.
Now you've told me something I didn't know.
Archery from horseback, something like that. I don't remember the technical name, but
no.
So
the clocks are running.
Janice is the highest ranked archer coming in from the qualification rounds, and she has chosen to shoot first. The little dot at the bottom right-hand corner of her timing clock indicates that she will be starting the match.
And because she can't see the countdown clock herself, her coach will be able to count down for her.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just to explain, the visually impaired athletes are those with little or no vision. They're split into two categories. This is the V1 category, so the archers must wear blackout glasses or blindfolds when competing, while both categories are permitted to use tactile sights. So the stands in front of the archers are what they use to help them to aim at the target 30 meters away. Tactile sight touches them on the back of the hand or the arm, and that is how the archers tell how to aim at the target. Because remember, they cannot
I
see
think both of the athletes are really looking
meters away.
ready and very well prepared at the moment.
Is used for the visually impaired para archery competition.
We've got a lovely day. We've had absolutely wonderful weather here.
Yes.
We had rain on the first couple days, but it wasn't a driving, chilly rain that forced the athletes to go undercover, so to speak, and be cold while they shot. But it was definitely could have had an impact on someone's scores if they weren't used to shooting in the rain.
But the conditions are perfect right now.
They are absolutely gorgeous. We've got wind speed of about 1 meter per second. The windsock just barely drifting in the wind down there. That's another thing that our archery assistants are going to have to share with those athletes is if the wind is going to have an impact on any of their shots. At 30-meter distance, it shouldn't. Janice is shooting first up. and away.
And you'll notice that Janice is shooting slightly thicker arrows than some of the other archers, because at 30 meters you can actually get away with shooting something that will give you a better line cutter.
Janice opens up with a 4, Roger opens up with a 1, changing his sight, making an adjustment. Pretty quick shot for Janice. Both arrows are low. That last one was a miss, just outside of the 1 ring.
And Roger also has a miss. Both his arrows have gone left. I think he probably needs a little sight adjustment. Nice shot. That's an 8 for Janice. Very nice.
Could have been opening round jitters on those first 2 arrows. Roger still shooting left with another miss.
I'm sure his assistant will take a look at his sight.
All right. So in the set system scoring, the archer who wins that set earns 2 points. Janice now is 2 points up on Roger by virtue of taking the first set. When we restart the match, the archer with the lowest accumulative set points will start the shooting. If the athletes are tied with set points, it goes back to the rotation that started the match, and in that case this would be Janice. So the judges and the archer agents at the target have come out to verify what we have seen through the spotter down here at the back behind the athletes under event control area. And the scoring judges on the radio confirming, I believe, that the scores are exactly what we anticipated they were.
And you may have seen one of the coaches actually drawing on the target face. They mark the position of the arrows so that if an arrow should hit the target and bounce out, then they know where that arrow what that arrow would have scored.
The line judge has indicated that the downrange is clear, and the 10-second ready clock has been given to Roger as he loads his bow and gets ready for the whistle that will start the timing sequence. There it goes. He's got 20 seconds to shoot. In this weather, 20 seconds is more than enough, but if it were gusty and windy and rainy, it might be a different story.
That's a nice shot from Roger.
Nice.
And we have a comment from Hazel Chasty, who's on the same team as Roger. She's back home with injury, and she's just said that she's rooting for him over the internet.
Thanks for being with us, Hazel. A quick shot from Janice. She got up there, shot it, and scores a 7.
And Roger's a little low in the 4.
Six high right from Janice. She's got a very quick rhythm going today. Roger's just getting to full draw at about 9 seconds, so he's using quite a bit of that time to ready himself in the shot before he pulls back and aims. Janice is at full draw by 14 seconds. Oh, there she goes.
Beautiful 9 from Janice.
Nice job, 9, very solid 9, and the crowd shares their excitement for Janice.
She has a good group in the target. Roger's still a little low.
So in set system play, it is the first athlete to 6 points who wins the match. Right now, Janice is leading this match 4-2. If she were to be successful on the third end, that would be it, and we would have a gold medalist. Roger still has 3 ends where he can come back and challenge Janice for the right to call themselves a world champion. If we get to a tie
then we
situation,
have to go into a shoot-off.
Shoot-offs are exciting, even for some of us archery people who have been around for quite a number of years. It is a sudden death.
Yes.
Single arrow closest to the center who wins those shoot-offs.
It's a very nervous time for an archer to be involved in that situation.
You've got to practice those, but there's still not much you can do in practice that equates the nervous energy you may feel while you're on the shooting line in this scenario.
You can never replicate it. You can try, and you can do all kinds of things to try and replicate it, but it's just never quite the same as when you're in front of a big crowd like this, and it's the biggest stage of your life, and you're shooting for a gold medal. There's nothing like it.
Knees are knocking.
That's it. You get nervous. Your hands are shaking.
All right, so Roger will start us out on the third end here. We had an athlete in '96, Justin Hewish, who was successful in the Olympic Games and won a gold medal. And he used to try and mimic that adrenaline and the heart pumping by running before he shot. But I still think he didn't quite get the nervous energy scenario.
No, I don't think it's quite the same.
And that was a miss for Roger on that first shot. Janice is up.
Her shot's looking very solid today. And she gets a 7. It's beautiful.
Nicely done.
Reese Evans miss. Inches.
And another miss for Roger. Not having a good end this end.
No.
Janice.
Nice. 6.
She's kind of favoring the right-hand side of the target. She's definitely not losing anything by favoring the right-hand side of the target.
No.
There. Another hit by Roger, but outside the scoring arrow zone. So 3 misses for Roger.
And we can't know with Roger. Oh. Well. She scores a 3, which is enough to take the third set.
And 6 points. So we have a new world champion, Janice Walt, in the VI1 division.
And I think Roger will be very proud to have been here and competed in the first World Championships and got to the final. Today just wasn't his day, and sometimes that's just the way it goes.
We've seen this morning already some of the staid competitors in the para divisions be upset. I think our last match we had of the morning, the compound men's division, the open division, where Simonelli was beat out by Lee.
Yes.
I might classify that as an upset of sorts.
Yeah, I
He's
think
fairly new to the...
He is, and I think Simonelli is one of these people. He's been around a long time. He's been world champion before, and I think everybody probably expected him to win, but they both shot well, but on the day it wasn't Simonelli's day. As Janice waving at the crowd, obviously all the rest of her team cheering her on. I think that's fantastic. It's been absolutely great to see the visually impaired archers here, and they just fit right into the team, I think.
They do. So the next division coming in is going to be the VI2/3, which is a combination of visual acuities, but it's not so great that you can't pair the two groups together so that they can compete on the same line.
I think in visually impaired sport, in some sports, that difference in visual acuity would make a big difference in some sports, but within archery, where the light is bright and we're outdoors and we're aiming at a target with bright colours on it, I think it doesn't make so much difference between the two groups, and so they've classified them both together.
But there's also the distinct possibility, if this division grows and we get more and more visually impaired athletes that want to participate in archery, we could certainly separate the two and have standalone divisions for VI2 and VI3. Right now we're combining them to get the greatest participation and the greatest experience we can for the athletes that are involved in that division.
So the coaches have come out with the tactile sights, and they're getting nailed into the ground to make sure that they're in the right position. They came out earlier and checked where they should be and marked the floor ready, so the setup will be a little bit quicker, because otherwise it could take longer if they had to make sure they were they didn't know exactly how to line up with the target. So
in addition to the form or the device on the ground that incorporates the tactile sight that is on the tripod or on the monopod, depending on the archer. There's also a function of what happens on the ground, and you will see that there is a rod or protrusion or an extension that goes from the front of the shooting line, in front of the shooting line, to behind the shooting line, and that on each archer will have some type of indicator that will tell them where to place their heels next to that extension rod that comes back, or extension board, just the extension that comes back from the front of the tripod. So so just like the sighted archers, stance is the foundation of the shot.
That's the same for even people who are sitting in wheelchairs. I think, making sure what you'd call stance, your sitting down posture, you need to have your wheelchair lined up the same every time. And I think it's very easy for sighted archers to look down and see where they're going to place their wheels or where they're going to place their feet, but obviously visually impaired archers can't do that, so they can have something that gives them a really solid foundation where they put their feet every time.
It's absolutely simplistic in its design when you think about it. I mentioned to our viewers a little earlier that I was involved with a coach 20, 30 years ago who was interested in helping sight-impaired people to shoot archery, and it involved a light that shone from the top of the target indoors. It wasn't, at that point in time, we weren't ready to bring archers outdoors, visually impaired archers outdoors, but this just like I said, simplistic idea of having a tactile sight that stands out in front of you, that can move up and down and left and right to make all the changes that a regular sighted archer would make with their sight has been a marvelous tool for visually impaired athletes.
I know that they've trialed some things with for visually impaired archers where they put a little radio signal device behind the center of the target, and then another device on their hand and a pair of headphones, and the idea being then that the archer would hear a difference in the tone as they moved closer or further from the center. But the technology was very poor outside, and I think if the wireless signal wasn't so good, that kind of thing, then it would break down, and actually that's not what you need. You need something that is just attached to a tripod, something like that, and is clean and simple, easy to use, easy to replicate.
That was a fantastically quick changeover for this next set of athletes. Wonderful. And we have entering the field of play now the VI 2/3 competitors. Our first representative is Carmel Bassett from Great Britain.
And in a minute we'll be seeing Claudio Perufo from Italy.
Carmel comes in from the qualification round ranked number 4. Claudio comes in ranked number 3. Carmel giving a wave to her fans and the crowd and her teammates out there supporting her.
And it's hot, so her coach is getting an umbrella out to make sure that Carmel is going to keep cool.
It's not typical British Isle weather here.
No, I'm afraid not. And we've had some terrible weather in Britain this summer. We have one day rain, the next day sunny, the next day's rain, but it hasn't been warm at all. We've come from 18 degrees to, 30-something here, I think.
Staying consistent with some of the rules that we've developed, and our World Archery has had to develop a set of rules that will govern the VI division or the VI category. These archers, even though they do have some visual acuity, they are still required to use a tactile sight. So it levels the playing field in that we had mentioned before that there's a difference in acuity between 2 and 3, but by requiring the use of the tactile sight by both divisions, it levels that playing field. They can still see the target, and that might be, to some might consider an advantage. We don't. These athletes will do the same as the match just before us, and they will have 2 practice ends of 3 arrows, this being the first. They will shoot simultaneously, and once we begin competition, they will shoot the alternating format.
And you'll notice that, like we were saying earlier, Carmel's actually using a recurve bow. You were allowed to use either bow type in this division.
One of the advantages of using a compound bow at greater distances is that the mechanics of the bow allow the archer's arrow to fly at a flatter trajectory. At 30 meters, the advantage to that is not so evident, that you cannot succeed, that an archer shooting a recurve can't necessarily succeed or wouldn't be able to succeed against an athlete shooting a compound bow. Janice I've known her for quite a number of years. She's gone back and forth. She started out with a compound bow, and then she moved to a recurve. Had some success, but has recently moved back to a compound bow.
It looks like Carmel has really got her sight in very early. Looks like she's popped an arrow into the gold there in her practice end.
Well, that's got to be a confidence booster.
You see that there's a chair just 1 meter behind the shooting line, and that's so that the archer can hear the coach when they're giving them a countdown for the clock.
Now, there's a little bit of a different scenario here in that Carmel seems to have an assistant out there with her, but she's also got a coach in the box. So that then dictates what the assistant can tell her. The coach is giving her information about where the arrows are located, then all the assistant is doing, or vice versa. If the assistant is giving her information about where the arrow is going, then the coach gives coaching advice. If you've just got the one person, they can do both coaching advice and arrow direction or arrow positioning.
Yes. I think Claudio's a little low with his arrows at the moment, but I'm sure he'll get that sorted out.
Before the competition begins, using their tactile sights which touch the backs of their hands to help them aim at the target, which is set at 30 meters from the shooting line. We will have one more round of practice.
We have a message online from Dylan from the Netherlands, who loves World Archery.
Thanks for joining us, Dylan. I think you were online yesterday as well. Glad to have you back. All right, so they've got their 10-second ready call to the second practice end. Opportunity to just do the fine-tuning on that sight in the form together. Claudio's got a very simplistic sight. He's got essentially a monopod that comes straight up, or just a single rod that comes straight up from his tripod, and just a plain rod with a small ball on the end. The other archers that we've seen so far in the VI division have actually incorporated essentially a recurve sight into their tripod.
I think the advantage of the tripod system, if you're going to be flying across the world, is you can fold it up and put it in your suitcase.
You got to have something that's going to be portable for sure. The more simple it can be and the easier you can put it into place and adjust it, the better off you are. Claudio seems to be doing much better on this second warm-up end.
That's for sure. He looks very ready. Again, nice arrow from Carmel. I think this is going to be a really good match.
Looking forward to it.
We also have a message online from the Steve champ, who says, "Have I missed Roger Rees-Evans?" And I'm afraid, yes, you have. He was in our last match,
in our first match
today against Janice, and Janice Wolf, the USA, and she took the gold medal.
Steve, you can catch it on a rerun on Archery TV, archery.tv, I think. It'll be in the archives. All right, arrows are pulled. Athletes are getting final instructions from the line judge, reminding them who's to shoot first, who's to shoot second, as we leave the practice scenario and jump into the match play. Got some good toe tapping tunes from our show producer Amy, who's kept us singing and swinging in off times.
So, ladies,
She certainly has. There's been a good variety of music.
Line judge has indicated that it is clear to shoot, and Claudio will start us off. Got his 10-second signal. That was a quick shot.
It was.
He looked a lot stronger with his bow arm on that shot than he did in
nice
practice.
7.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
Carmel answers
good
very
shot.
nicely.
And she scores an 8. This is going to be a tight match, I think.
He's up quick and shoots it fast. There were 13 seconds left on the clock. Carmel,
Oh.
nice group for Carmel.
Yeah, great group for Carmel. It's another 8. It's Carmel for the last arrow of this
It's a
set.
5 from Claudio. And a nice group for Carmel.
I think that's confirmed that Carmel's going to take that first set.
Setting the tone for the match. Claudio's going to have to pick up the pace just a little bit to stay competitive with Carmel.
Yeah.
As we've pointed out a couple times in the last 2 days, the match isn't over until the last arrow shot. Anything is still capable of happening.
I think Claudio's the higher ranked archer, but that doesn't mean a guaranteed outcome.
As a reminder, these athletes, even though they may be shooting compound, are still shooting the set system that is usually identified with recurve athletes. So it is the athlete who scores the highest raw score wins the set points. If they tie, they split the set points, so each athlete will end up with 1 set point. But it appears that Carmel has taken the first set and earns herself 2 points on the way.
I think Darren, who's online, is enjoying the match. It's nice to see you here.
So being the archer down, Claudio will start out the second end here and have the opportunity to maybe strike a little fear into Carmel.
He's drifted a little left with that first arrow. Scores a 3. Wow, Carmel really seems to be shooting well at the moment. She's just put in an 8.
Very nice, Claudio.
Great return. An 8.
I think Carmel's found her groove.
I think she has. She's really on a roll at the moment.
A 9 for that second arrow. My goodness, Claudio is letting go at 15 seconds. It seems to be a format or a technique that is paying off for him. He's now shot a 7 to round out his end. Nice job. And
a 6 for Carmel, which gives her 23 points to Claudio's 18. Gives her 2 more set points. It's 4-0.
Yeah, right. In order to stay in the match, Claudio is going to have to win 2 set points this next end.
Sometimes, though, when the pressure is on, the real, the archer comes to the fore. But it's equally when you're in front. As an athlete, you're kind of thinking, oh, no, I need to stay there. And then the nerves can kick in you know, it's never comfortable.
You'd like to think it would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
And Pippa, you've just more or less recently retired. Have you officially retired from
I
competition?
I have officially retired from competition. I've had a shoulder injury that isn't really resolving, and I wanted to go to Rio, but I've run out of time for training. I think the thing is you need to get qualifying scores, and I know that I don't have enough season left to be able to get enough qualifying scores to qualify for Rio. So I've had to cut my career shorter than I really wanted.
But you've had a nice long run. You've been to how many Paralympics?
I've been to 2 Paralympic Games,
Paralympic
6
Games,
World
wonderful.
Championships,
There you go.
24 internationals. So I've had a really strong career.
You've seen a bit of the world on your travels?
Yeah, I have. But mostly green fields and archery targets and hotels.
All right, the timing sequence has started for Claudio, and this is end number 3. If we don't see significant change in Claudio's scoring, we could be ending the match here.
Yeah, he's just scored a 6.
That's all
Let's
right.
see how Carmel replies. Oh, Carmel has put in a 3.
And that's what we mean by you just never know what might happen. And Claudio responds with an 8. Nice.
Carmel just needs to keep it together.
And there she
She
goes.
responds with an 8. That's another good shot from Claudio, another 8.
I think it might just be a little late, but there's still this last arrow. It could make a difference.
Oh, and that's gone low for Carmel, which means
right.
that Claudio takes the next end. The next
Claudio
set.
picks up 2 points, 2 set points, and the match is still alive. Wonderful.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match on our hands. 22.
Oh, thank you, Hazel. Hazel has just said online I should keep it going and I should head for Tokyo. So thank you, Hazel.
Parnell Bassett of Great Britain, who leads 4-2.
Heads bobbing up and down at the target there. Archer's agents are agreeing on the value of the arrows that have been entered into the electronic scoring system so far. The judge is confirming by radio back to event management, and the scores have been confirmed. And the match score is 4 points for Carmel to 2 points for Claudio. We will be shooting another set.
It's always an exciting time in the match. Again, Carmel can still win with just taking the next end, but yes, it's tough out there.
The indicator tells us, both the indicator and the set points tell us that Claudio will start out this next match. The judge is making sure, verbal instructions, that everybody understands the order of shooting, and he takes his place behind the line, and there goes the signal to shoot. Quick shot. It doesn't take much time. He gets his bow arm out fairly quickly. It's nice and it's strong out there. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice shot from Carmel. A 9.
And Claudio opened with a 4 on that first arrow. Better.
Responds with an 8. Carmel to shoot. Another 9.
Very well done.
3.
Claudio finishes with a 3 on his final arrow for a total end score of 15.
1 arrow left to shoot for Carmel.
And
She has 18 at the moment.
really doesn't have to shoot that last arrow, but she did anyway.
Yeah. And she takes the set point.
6-2. Carmel, oh, look at that. Arms raised in celebration. Hugs for the assistant.
Oh, well, I don't think you'll see a happier face today. But I guess we say that for all the medal winners.
We can. They've worked hard, put in a lot of hours to get here.
Yes.
She goes over to congratulate her competitor. Coaches and agents and archers' assistants.
That's the kind of sport we have, though. I think, when you have a match, and however the match goes, I think everybody will always congratulate their opponent. I think we have a really friendly sport.
It's the professional thing to do, whether you're shooting for a medal or whether you're shooting for $1 million prize. Your competitors train just as long as hard as you have and deserves.
But we have such an inclusive sport in archery.
Field crew comes out. We will have a bit more time as we change the field setup and get ready for
our next match, which is the gold medal match between Stephen Prowse and Peter Price, both from Great Britain.
So bronze medal for
Bronze medal came for Carmel Bassett. It looks like we could be having a bronze, silver, gold for Great Britain here.
Woo. GBR is certainly well represented here at this championships. Okay. Next set of archers agents bringing equipment out now. That was a tremendous, very quick setup we had in a changeover from the first match to the second match. Hopefully we'll see the same here on the third match.
Stephen Prowse has actually shot internationally before. Before visually impaired archery came into World Archery control. There was a competition held some years ago, and Stephen actually became an unofficial, I don't know if it's unofficial or not, but he was the world champion in 2007.
I think they were awarded medals at that championship.
Yeah. But I think they were IPC medals rather than World Archery medals.
I don't think that they had officially come under the umbrella
of World Archery
yet.
No.
Yes.
I'm not certain if it was IPC medals or whether it was the host tournament medals, but they were awarded World Championship medals, certainly. And I was at that event myself. Actually won team gold with Mel Clark and Danny Brown. And I remember watching the visually impaired archery there. Everybody was very excited to see it, and Stephen shot very well, so we're hoping for great things from both archers today.
So, one of the things that this tournament also does and serves as is the first round of quota places, where countries can earn spots for their athletes to be represented in the Paralympic Championships, the Paralympic Games that will be held in the same venues, many of the same venues that the Olympic Games will be held down in Rio next summer about this time, next fall, September. And so far, we have 25 countries that have earned quota places at this tournament.
I'm not certain if that's a record, but certainly that's quite astounding. I think it's great to have that kind of spread across the world.
Absolutely, it's nice to see that diversity, and there's our.
And I don't know if we have any countries that have not been represented at a Paralympic Games before.
I have been told. I'm not sure about the Paralympics, but I know we have at this event, which is the Para Championships, Para World Championships, we have 6 new countries that haven't been involved before. I don't know all of them. I know that Iceland is one of them. I think Latvia may have been one.
I know Australia was one.
You mentioned that in an earlier match where we saw someone. We had 46 countries here for the duration of this week. We had a total of 260 athletes. 174 of them were men, 86 were women.
And I think that's the biggest World Championships we've ever seen in para archery.
Very, very positively could be. We haven't been able to get World Archery to confirm that for us yet. We'll have to ask.
I've been to 6 of them, and it seems like the biggest one to me.
There you go. Personal experience just dictates who's doing what.
And it's been a great event, I think. Everybody's really enjoyed themselves. It's been very well run. And we should congratulate World Archery and all the volunteers and everybody on on producing a fantastic event.
The local organizing committee, and we see the evidence of their hard work in so many things. It's in the banners that ring the field. It's in the signs that are around the venue. It's in the amenities that they've provided the athletes.
And I think it's great as well. There's been loads of signs around the town and the local area. So outside the field as well, we've had lots of advertising, and there's been local people come down just to see what's going on and to watch. I mean, I'm sure not everybody in the crowd up there is an archer, but they're all enjoying themselves.
No, I think we've got quite a few fans from the local area that have come out to see what archery is all about and what para archery is. Coming out onto the field now is our third and final VI match. This is our gold medal match.
And we have Stephen Prowse, who's going to come in on target 1, and Peter Price, who's coming in for target 2.
And this is an all GBR match, teammate against teammate.
I'm sure there won't be a needle match. I'm sure they're very good friends, really. But it'll be a good competition, I'm sure.
Now, please welcome the archers for the visually impaired 2 and 3 gold medal match. Shooting on target 2, ranked number 2 in the competition, representing Great Britain, Peter Price.
Peter Price comes in from the qualification round ranked number 2.
He looks very excited to be here.
Very definitely playing to the crowd.
Als sein Gegner aus dem gleichen Team, Aufschreibe Nummer 1, als Beste der Qualifikation, ebenfalls aus Großbritannien.
And please welcome his opponent in this match, shooting on target number 1, ranked number 1 in the competition, representing Great Britain, Stephen Prowse.
Somebody online was just asking what distance that these archers are shooting at, and it's 30 meters on a full-size 80 centimeter face with 10 zone scoring.
Alright, just as in our previous 2 matches, these athletes will get 2 ends of practice, 3 arrows each end. Get an opportunity to get their sights set.
Question is, will Stephen's experience show over Peter's first time here?
You know, sometimes it's the athlete that has no expectations
That's true.
that seems to glide through competition. Oh, trying out both his bows there. That is a good strategy. In World Archery, when you get to the elimination stage in the match play scenario, you are not allowed time out of the clock to stop the competition for equipment failure. So each athlete needs to spend a considerable amount of time making sure that they have a backup bow or a second bow that shoots, and that they understand how it shoots so that they can pick it up in an instant and be confident that all they have to know is that their sight is set and they can shoot at a moment's notice. So Peter, who is the first athlete that I've seen do this out of the VI athletes that have gotten practice ends, has shot his first arrow with one bow and then handed it away to his assistant in trading for another bow. So either he didn't like the first one, where it went, how it felt, or just says, I'm going to make sure my second bow is in good shape.
And I think we've all seen championships, sometimes very major championships, where someone's forgotten their backup bow and they've needed it at the last minute. And there's been some dramas in the past, I think, at various championships where people haven't actually taken their second bow with them. So I think it's a good strategy of his.
Yeah, you and I can both relate a story from the Paralympics in London.
Oh, yes.
Where an athlete lost a whole end because his second bow was 150 yards away on the practice field.
Yeah.
He gave away all those points. Amazingly so, came back to win the match. And part of the interesting dynamics of that match was that the competitor was just a little bit flustered because his opponent wasn't on the line and shooting, and he had to shoot solo. And it was a little unnerving, I heard, in
Yes.
the recap of the event from the athlete's perspective.
Yeah, I think so. So you'd think, wouldn't you, that he'd be bound to win, but I think it really did unsettle him that day.
I think it did as well. This is our second 3 practice arrows for these athletes. We see them. Stephen looking like he's zeroing in.
He really looks like he's got a good height and very central in the target.
I think
Whereas, Peter is still a little high.
Still looking for that comfortable place and the confidence of knowing that a good shot's going to go in the 10 for him. Strong second shot by Stephen.
Stephen's getting some very good groups on this practice end. Nice groups for Peter, but not quite where he wants them.
No, still a little high and a bit right. Very nice practice.
Still within the group there. So we'll be starting the match very soon once these arrows are collected.
So, ladies and gentlemen, practice is over. We will be into the match action proper. So let's reintroduce the 2 archers for you. Shooting on target.
Verbal instructions are being given by the line judge, reminding them who is going to be shooting first on the first end of the match. Waiting for the downrange activity to clear, and then he'll let us know. Let us and the timing officials know that it's okay to start the match as we rock out just a little bit.
And as we've already said in Visually Impaired, the ladies shoot against the men, and actually our bronze medal winner, the last round, she shot against Stephen, and Claudio shot against Peter in the last round. We're just getting ready to shoot.
And it looks like Peter will start us out in this match. There's the 20-second clock. 20 seconds for each athlete to shoot their arrows. We'll alternate back and forth until each athlete has shot 3 arrows, 3 low.
That's a nice 8 from Stephen.
Peter comes back with a 9, solid 9. I think he's been looking for that for a couple ends now through the practice.
I think so.
Well, maybe he feels a little more settled.
Wow. And a 9 from Stephen in return.
Price 7.
Peter showing a little bit more consistency now. Maybe he's finding that groove.
A 10 for Stephen. I think
that is a beautiful end.
It was. I think he has a very solid shot there.
19 points for Peter Price on target number 2.
So down at the targets,
27
we have a scoring judge who enters the scores into the electronic device. The 2 archers agents and the target judge confirm what we have seen from the spotter back here at event management. Heads are nodding in confirmation. Everybody agrees with the values of the arrows. The line judge, the scoring judge is on the radio to scores. I believe the scores are confirmed. And Stephen will take the first set of this match and earn 2 points.
With a score of 27.
Nice. A score of 27 is good in anybody's book.
But when you can't see the target properly, I think that's just fantastic.
Just a little bit more impressive, isn't it?
Isn't it, Jess?
All right, last set of instructions from the line judge. He signals we're clear to start. There goes the signal for the 10-second ready time. Peter will start out this second end. That's not a bad start. It's a 6. It's nice alignment from Stephen there.
Couldn't quite find the gold with that one.
No. One of the goals in archery form is to be able to...
Oh, a nice 9.
Very nice 9. Is to get that elbow that's on the drawing arm in line with the arrow as it sits on the bow on the arrow rest. So when we say, and I make a comment that that's nice alignment, it means that he looks like he's got a straight line down that back elbow right through the arrow. And you want to try and maintain that all the way through the shot.
And these visually impaired archers who shoot compound bows are allowed to use a release aid. Oh, wow, what a return from Peter.
A 10. Very nice. Look at that group.
That's just a fantastic group. But actually, Peter takes the next end. That 10 sealed that end for him. 25 to 24. It's 2 points each in the sets.
Tie match.
For Peter Price on target 2. They both now have 2 set points each.
Well done, gentlemen.
I think Stephen has a great reference point. Every time he draws the bow, his the hand holding his release aid is in the same place every time.
That's important.
In order to be a good visually impaired archer, you need to be a good archer.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, so we talked a little bit earlier about what the demographics were at this event. We had 46 countries. We had some 25-odd countries that have earned Olympic quota spots. Let's just read a couple of them to you. Maybe you're here watching someone.
I think, well, Australia is the first actually have won a quota place here. And considering Australia is their first time in the World Championships, I think that's really quite exceptional. They have a compound men's open place for Rio.
Brazil, they're a pretty big team in the Continental Americas region, and they've racked up quite a few quota places for their country. We'll take you back to the match at hand, and we'll keep updating you on the.
This end, it's Stephen to shoot first.
Oh, when they're tied, it goes back to the first person.
My apologies.
No worries. So it's Peter who starts out with an 8. We saw Stephen loading his bow, so we kind of jumped to the conclusion there that he was going to, but the indicator and the archer both told us that we were wrong, Miss Pippa.
Yes, I know.
I almost went there with you, and then I looked up and said, whoops.
Yeah, I looked up and I saw Stephen with the bow and
an 8 each. And that was a 7 for Peter.
Prowse, 10.
10.
It's a good reply.
He's not going to give anything away on this match. He's going to make Peter come up to his level. A 5, that's high.
The last arrow of this set. There's a 9.
Nice group.
Very nice shooting.
Stephen Prowse heißt 4:2 in Führung.
So another 27-point set for Stephen Prowse of Great Britain.
Unofficially, we've got 27 points for Stephen Prowse on this set. and 20 for Peter Price.
Archer to 6 points. So Peter Price on target number 2.
4 set points for Stephen, 2 set points for Peter. Peter needs to win the next set in order to keep the match alive. And if Stephen takes it, we will have crowned a new world champion.
Those archers look hot out there.
It's an intense sun when you stand and just still. And for the most part, these athletes are not moving. And there's still, I mean, the windsock is just hanging limp. There is no life in the sock at all. Even though the wind speed indicator indicates a 1 meter per second, it doesn't seem to be moving much here at all.
Maybe it's the crowd all breathing at the same time that's producing that.
Im Vorteil Stephen Kraus. Es kommt der 4. Satz, vielleicht der letzte. Peter Price muss mindestens einen Unentschieden erreichen, um in den 5. Satz zu kommen.
All right. Peter's up first, starting out this fourth set. Nicely done. A 10.
Good start.
Maples taking up the challenge that Stephen has.
A 10 in response. You can't ask for any more.
Not much you can do with that. Nicely done, Peter. 7. But still a nice shot.
Oh, another 10.
Second 10. Are we going to see our first 10-10-10 of the afternoon, Pippa?
I don't know, but I hope so.
That would be fantastic.
It certainly would.
I don't want to put any extra pressure on him from here, but we'll cross our fingers and hope for a 10. Just to finish on a good note.
It's a 9.
A 9.
What an end. What an end. And Stephen wins.
That'll take the match.
Fantastic. Maybe his experience showed through in the end. But a good match from Peter. Really good match.
6-2 the final score in the VI 2/3 division. Stephen Kraus, gold medal, and Peter Price, silver medal, both from GBR, teammates battling it out for the gold medal.
And a kiss from the coach.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir begleiten Sie Athleten mit einem Applaus aus dem Stadion für diese großartige Leistung bei der Para-WM 2015 in Donaueschingen.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't have enjoyed a match like that.
The crowd certainly appreciated it. Oops. The athletes are leaving the field, pulling up equipment. The changeover is happening, and it'll be a little bit longer of a break as we reset the field for the recurve elimination matches. We're going to take about a 20-minute break.
But I'm sure that you're all going to hang on, and we'll be back with you, well, pretty soon, really.
20 minutes will go by before you know it.
Now be reset for the individual recurve matches. So do please help yourselves to cold drinks and snacks, which are available for you to purchase. And do keep cool if you can. It is a very, very hot day, and we return with the recurve women's open matches at 3 p.m.
Meine Meine Damen und Herren, eine kleine Verbesserung. Wir werden in etwa 25 Minuten weitermachen. Zeit für eine kleine Pause, sich abzukühlen, ein kühles Getränk zu nehmen oder an einem der Stände vorbeizuschauen. Wir werden etwa gegen 3 Uhr weitermachen mit den Einzelentscheidungen im Bereich Recurve. zu erklären, was auf sie zukommt. In der Klasse Recurve Open haben die Athleten in der Regel eine Beeinträchtigung der oberen oder unteren Körperhälfte. Sie benutzen einen Rollstuhl, Hocker oder eine Stehhilfe. Konform ist. Die Regeln für den Recurve und im Finale nach Sätzen entschieden wird.
So as a rule, at 122 centimeters.
Liebe Sportler, liebe Betreuer, es sind noch 2 Minuten bis zum Wettkampf. Auch für Sie, liebe Zuschauer, 2 Minuten bis zum Wettkampf.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Good afternoon, and we're back. This is Sherry Rhodes.
I'm Pippa Britton, and we're back here now for the Recurve medal matches.
The Recurve medal matches are going to be set at 70 meters. It is a set system match play, meaning the first athlete to acquire 6 set points is the winner of the match.
I think this is going to be a very good match between these two competitors this afternoon. The bronze medal match, both of them have survived a single arrow shoot-off to get through to this stage, and there was only 10 points between them in the ranking round. So I think this could be a very exciting match coming on.
Recurve Women's Opens category. Here come the
Ladies and
athletes.
gentlemen, now please welcome the archers for the Recurve Women's Open Bronze Medal match. Shooting on target number 2 and ranked number 10 in the competition this week. Representing the Russian Federation, please welcome Irina Rossiskaya.
Irina Rossiskaya from the Russian Federation, ranked number 10 from the qualification round, shooting on target number 2, will be paired against Elisabetta
Nino from Italy. And we've seen Elisabetta before. She's been in Paralympic Games in London, so she's a very experienced athlete.
Unlike the VI matches that we just saw, these athletes will come in and get no opportunity for practice on the targets. Their first arrow will need to be as good as they can shoot it, so they have a good indication on if there is a difference in wind drift from the practice field, which is just 30 or 40 yards to the west of us. The distance we know is for sure the exact same, but the wind conditions could be a little bit different at 30, 40, 50 yards away, depending on where they were. There's a little bit of a difference here in the finals venue. We've got a tall 6-foot fence that separates this finals venue from the practice area, and there are event banners along the fence, and it could make a slight windbreak, and at 70 meters, that might be a difference. Elisabetta starting out the match, as she has chosen to shoot first, being the highest ranked archer.
And she started well with a 9.
Irina's not wasting any time. She's at full draw quickly. Let's go with 11 seconds left on the clock.
Also scores a 9. I said, Sherry, didn't I? I thought this was going to be a really exciting match.
You called it before they even got out on the field, Pippa. Insider knowledge from a competitor, former competitor?
Maybe. Another 9. Elisabetta's shooting really well at the moment.
We were talking just a little bit about the possibility of wind being different between this final venue and the practice field, but we're still not seeing much measurable wind at all here. Maybe a meter per second is all.
Irina's just got 1 arrow to shoot, and it's very close between the two archers. 998 for Elisabetta from Italy.
Took a bit of time on that last arrow. Irina let go with 3 seconds left on the clock.
I thought she was going to be holding that one forever. But it's a tie on the first end. It's the first tie we've seen this afternoon, and the set points then are split, so the archers get one point each.
That means we'll probably be going to at least 4 sets in this match until an archer gets to 6 points. And if both archers manage to tie every end, we'll finish the match at 5-5, and it'll be a sudden death, single arrow shoot off closest to center. And that closest to center arrow can be identified either by score or by measuring the arrow. If they're the same score value, then we measure it. If they're different score values, it's obvious then which arrow is the closest to center.
And we had a very exciting match earlier in the week where there was a single arrow shoot off, and they were too close to call, and they had to shoot a second arrow.
That's good competition when 2 distinctly different athletes on 2 different targets and shoot an arrow that is within millimeters of the center of the target at the same time. Elisabetta will shoot first, as the tie rules dictate. The archer who started the match will shoot first in a tie situation.
Elisabetta looks really in control of that shot.
She's holding for quite a while, though.
Yeah.
Counting down clock, she lets go at 3 seconds.
But she scores a 9.
If you're not ready, what's the sense in shooting it early?
That's true.
A little bit quicker from Irina on that
It
one.
was, but she scores a 10.
Wonderful. Crowd very much into this match here, appreciating 10.
Penal 9.
Right next to her first arrow, both in the 9.
Solid shot.
Rosseskaya 8.
That's an 8 from Irina, the Russian, which puts the archers tied with 1 arrow each to shoot.
Ooh, not a happy face from Elizabeta when she lets go of that one, and it drifted wide left.
Is this a chance for Irina to take the lead?
Rosseskaya 5.
Not quite a capitalization on that.
I think sometimes you're a little aware of what your opponent's done. You think, I only need to score whatever it happens to be, and then those arrows can drift out all too easily.
25, so she goes into the lead. The Italian archer leads 3 set points to 1.
Unofficially now, Elizabeta leading 3 set points to 1 for Irina Rosseskaya.
Elizabeta Mino took bronze yesterday in the recurve opening each team with Roberto Arioli.
We're seeing confirmation from the archers' agents at the target. Nobody's disputing the value of the arrows, so we'll call it a confirmation, and that means Irina will shoot first when we start this third set.
You may see the runners coming back with 3 arrows from the target, so the archers shoot their first 3 arrows. When they're retrieved, they shoot the second 3 arrows before they get the first 3 back. And all these people collecting the arrows and bringing them back to the archers, they're all volunteers.
Sometimes it pays to be a volunteer in this position here. You get the best seat in the house.
That's for sure.
Right on the field of play. A bit of a false start from Irina there. She raised her bow before the signal was given to shoot, so she set it down and started over again. She realized her mistake before the judge called her on it.
She still put in a solid 8.
Nice recovery. Didn't seem to bother her. Six seconds left on the clock when Elizabeta lets go.
Scores a 9.
Her first arrow's been pretty solid, 999, consistent.
Irina managed to pull that one just a bit left. The score's a 6. Is this a chance for Elizabeta to move ahead even further?
Penal 7.
She scores a 7. Maybe the nerves getting to them a little bit out there.
Rosseskaya 7.
She's got a group down there, a little low, a little left. Wonder if she's thinking, she is. She and the coach had a discussion about the sight. She just gave it a tweak.
Penal 7.
Elizabeta with 7 on her final arrow.
Which gives her a 23 to Irina's 21. Which means that she moves another set ahead, but it's still all to play for.
5-1, she needs only 1 more point for victory and to claim the bronze medal.
I always think the bronze medal matches are the hardest matches, because if you're in a gold-silver match and you don't win the match, you still get the silver medal. But if you lose the bronze medal match, you don't get anything at all. And I always think that's a real shame. It's a hard match to be in.
A lot of sports, when they get to this scenario, they don't even play off the gold.
That's something that I didn't know.
Yes, in some team sports, they don't contest the gold. once you've been eliminated, you're not playing anymore. Whether it's a single elimination or a double elimination, you very seldom see a bronze medal match in a baseball.
Oh, right.
Elimination.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, in boxing, they give 2 bronze medals.
No, that's a thought, isn't it? They both contested.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting prospect to think about whether each archer deserves a medal. Irina will start us off as she is down set points as we start the 4th set of this match.
Oh, it's a nice shot. She's got a 9 just outside the 10.
Looked solid out there. In control of that shot.
Pino 7.
Oh, Elisabetta drops a 7 a little low.
I was going to say that one looked a lot like the first one she shot.
Very solid.
Very
Another
nice.
9. Elisabetta from Italy responds with a 10.
Last arrow of this set for Irina Rossovskaya.
And what an arrow it is. Another 9.
Solid end.
Which means Elisabetta needs to score a 10 to tie this end. Can she do it? No, she can't. Irina takes the set and gets 2 points.
If you notice the arrow pattern for Irina, most of her arrows are low, and even though they're in the gold. I watched the communication between her and her coach after that last arrow, and she tweaked the sight just a little bit.
1 click can make all the difference sometimes on your sight.
Sometimes it's just the mental aspect that I'm gonna fake it. I don't even have to turn it, but I'm gonna.
I'll admit to being one of those archers who once upon a time I would move my sight maybe 2 clicks down and then 2 clicks back up again. So it was in the same place, but mentally it made the difference to me.
Interesting. The mind is an unbelievable thing.
I don't know if it's good archery practice, that.
And the things it can tell you, and the things it will, and the things you tell it, and sometimes don't always match.
But somehow I felt like I was doing something.
Sometimes it's all you need. The scores appear to be confirmed. The activity at the target as arrows have been pulled. The target and scoring judges have left the field. The line judge has given us the okay to start. Irina will start us off as she is still down by 2 set points, but she's narrowed the gap. Holding a bit longer than she did on that last set. Shoots an 8 to the right. And the windsock is drifting a little to the right from here. It says 1 meter per second.
Oh, an 8 from Elisabetta also.
And an 8 on the right as well. Maybe there is some truth in the windsock, and maybe the athletes need to be paying a bit more attention to it.
I think she may have aimed a little left, gone a little left, but still an 8's a good solid shot. Another 8 for Elisabetta. Their scores are tied at the moment.
Right together, those 2 arrows. Nice group. Don't see much action from her to change her sight, though. Rossovskaya with a 9 just sneaks it in the lower part of the target there.
See Elisabetta taking a deep breath there before she's shooting this arrow.
bronze.
And she gets a 9. Wow, that's an amazing last arrow that she shot them to take the bronze. Really amazing.
Well done. Hug from the coach.
Close match. The higher ranked archer takes the bronze medal, but I think that was a great match for us all to watch.
It was.
For Italian para archery.
Good back and forth.
Emilio took bronze
Good comeback from Irina Sosaskaya.
mixed team event. Earlier on
Who-
today we saw
She put a challenge to Elizabeth.
men's competition.
Arrows coming back from downrange.
Compound and Eleonora Sati take gold in the women's compound competition. Please put your hands together for both archers. Irina Rossisyan.
Congratulations to both competitors.
And I'm sure Irina is a very good archer, and I'm sure she'll have another opportunity to win a medal at a major championships.
So let's bring you back up to speed, and we'll run through the list quickly. We won't tell you what every country has earned, but we'll list off the countries who have earned quota places for their.
We already mentioned Australia and Brazil, but we also have China has won quota places, as has Czech Republic.
Finland, France, and Germany.
Great Britain's done well, and Greece.
We've seen Great Britain in a lot of our matches today.
Yeah.
Well done to them. Islamic Republic of Iran, Iraq,
And also Italy and Korea. Obviously, Korea are always very strong in archery.
and we may have mentioned that Latvia seems new to both Pippa and I. We're not really sure if this is their first appearance at the World Championships, but I believe it might be their first appearance going to the Paralympics.
Mongolia has earned a place for the Paralympics, and I'm not sure actually whether or not I've seen Mongolia in the Paralympics before. So that's really good that they've earned a place.
And then the list continues with Poland. And if you've been watching and been keeping track of our medal matches both yesterday and today, Poland well represented.
There's some very strong Polish archers. And of course Russia, we see a lot of very good Russian archers. They've won quota places as well.
Representing the People's Republic of
And
China.
Slovakia.
In South Africa, Spain and Switzerland all got quota places.
Thailand seems like a new name to me, but again, I'm not sure. Turkey.
Turkey's been quite strong in the past, but it's good to see them earning some places for Rio as well.
And we round out the field with Ukraine and United States of America. All have the opportunity to send athletes to the Paralympics in Rio. I think yesterday I took the time to explain to some of you that even though athletes earn quota places for their country, sometimes internal selection procedures have higher requirements than World Archery's minimum requirements here, or the International Paralympic requirements. And so an athlete may even win a world championship, but they haven't shot that internal score required by their National Paralympic Committee or their National Paralympic governing body. That we still may not see them. They may not take up the quota place, and in that case, it goes to the next country in line, either here at the World Championships or at a continental qualifier, or at the last Paralympic qualifier, which will be in the Czech Republic next summer.
And I think they've got this match set up really quickly. It's with Chenyan Wu on target number 1 from China. And target number 2, we've got Svetlana Barantseva from Russia.
Svetlana started out the match with a nice 10.
That's the way to do it.
Pink bows out there. The ladies are showing their feminine side.
Matching pink bows, I think. It's a
They
good
look
start.
they look like bookends. We got a left-handed shooter and a right-handed shooter.
Both with pink bows.
An 8 for Barantseva.
Wu, 9.
And Wu has put in 2 9s now. On the qualification round, she scored 650, which was the highest score on the field. She's a remarkable archer.
That's a competitive score for a recurve athlete.
That's Certainly is.
Very competitive.
Wu, 8.
And she scores an 8 with her third arrow. The archers are tied at the first end.
So, pending confirmation of scores from the target judge and the archer's agents at the target, each archer will leave this set with a point each.
Set point each. Remember, it is the archer who scores 6 points who wins the match.
Rosaskaya had a shoot-off in the semifinal matches to get here. And Wu took out or succeeded over
Elizabeth, who we just saw winning the bronze medal,
in order to get to this gold medal match. 6-2.
And Magali from Poland in a very early match, who was quite a big scalp. She's won some major championships in the past.
Es geht in den zweiten Satz in diesem Kampf um die Goldmedaille der Klasse Recurve Open der Damen.
Svetlana had a silver medal in the team in the European Para Archery Championships just last year. I think she's quite new to their team.
Doing well on the international scene so far. She's
a student. She only started shooting in 2012. She may well have been inspired by the London Paralympics.
The Russian ladies put out, had a great, I think they had a good performance there at that Paralympic Games in London.
Yes, they certainly did. Many people on the podium.
Mm-hmm. She starts out the second set with a 7.
Wu responds with a 9. She's looking very strong out there. What a reply.
Her shot was a little quicker than some of her others. Maybe she needs that quickness. Just hasn't found the right rhythm yet. Another 9 for Wu.
Just on the left of the 9, both of those arrows.
Svetlana down by 1 point so far in overall raw scoring.
Saber, 4.
And has a 4 to finish out that set. Looks back to the coach. Not much conversation happening now, but she doesn't have a happy look on her face. I don't think I would either. Oh, and a nice group by Wu.
Just a little bit high and left in the gold and the 8. Maybe she move aside just a little tiny bit.
Unofficially, we will give those set points to Wu, though. That 4 from Svetlana is not much we have to confirm about that.
Svetlana's first World Championship, so I think she's done incredibly well to get to the final.
Wu seems to be a fairly newcomer as well, only 2 years in the sport, and we don't see much in her biography that tells us that she's had too many international events that are of record note. So kind of a couple rookies here at the World Championships. It's good to see.
I think that's the amazing thing about the sport. If you put the effort in, it's amazing how far you can get, how fast. But these are both very solid archers, wonderful style, both of them.
The line judge has indicated we're clear to start. The 10-second ready signal has been given, and Svetlana will be the first shooter on this set. Trailing 3 points to 1, or trailing 1 point to 3.
But a lovely release, and she scores a 9.
Nice shot, good follow through. Follow through is just as important sometimes as how you set up and execute the middle of the shot. If you don't have a nice strong follow through, you're not finishing the action. It's just like if you were to stop swinging the moment you contacted the golf ball or the baseball. instead of continuing on around with that momentum that carries you through.
Oh, that's a really great shot from Svetlana.
A 10.
Putting Wu under pressure.
Low.
Oh, Wu responds with a 10.
She came right back.
She did.
That's the game you're going to play? I'll answer it. Nice crowd in the stands. Appreciative of good shots from either competitor.
Saver, 8.
Still a nice shot. Good group down there.
Nice group. Final arrow an 8. Gives her a 27 for the set.
Wu, 8.
And an 8 gives her a 26.
Unofficially, Svetlana takes that set, which makes it 3-all.
Tie-up score. Good for us. We get to see a tight competition.
We do. And for a gold medal match, it's always good to have a really exciting match.
27 for Baron Saber, which means the match is level. Both archers have 3 points.
I noticed the people in the stands are trying to move a little bit higher, just to keep in the shade. It's very hot out here today.
The sun is creeping into the shaded area under the canopy of the stadium, and it is nice and cool up in there.
I notice behind us in the commentary position we've got quite a crowd gathered who outside of the shaded area, but they still want to see the matches. I don't know how many people there are altogether watching, but there are a lot of people here.
And we appreciate having them all with us. What are we doing online? Who's visiting with us online, Pippa?
I'm not sure. I can't quite see from here. But I think Dylan is still hanging in there with us.
All right, Dylan, thanks for being there. If you've got questions about what's going on the field today, anything that deals with para archery in general, let us know. We'd be happy to share your question and the answer.
Oh, wow. It's a good arrow, considering their scores are tied.
Nicely done.
And they're both under pressure out here. Gold medal match. Oh, Wu puts in a 7. That seems a little out of character for her.
It is her lowest scoring arrow of the match so far.
Baron Saber, 9.
Seems like Baron Saber is kind of getting into a little groove.
Yeah,
now that she's gotten her first part of the match under her belt just a little bit. Maybe she's feeling a little more comfortable.
An X10.
That's a nice 10.
Wu. Very nice. She's not going to go down easily.
Baron Saber, 8.
That's 998 for Svetlana from Russia.
Oh my.
Wow.
Lovely shot.
Wasn't that great?
2 X's to finish out after that 7. Good recovery, nice comeback. Unofficially, set scores 5 for Wu, 3 for Baron Seva. There's one more end in the match where Baron Seva can tie it up, and then we go to shoot off.
We haven't seen a shoot off yet this afternoon. Maybe this will be the one.
5-5 score and a shoot off.
I notice Wu is wiping her bow handle with a cloth there. I think sometimes your hands can get a little sweaty, a little wet out there, and it's difficult then to hold the bow the way you'd like to.
Either from nerves or the temperature that we've got going today.
People use all kinds of things. Talcum powder and
rosin.
Yeah, rosin, and just good old-fashioned wiping it with a cloth. But
she is in command in this match, but can Svetlana Baron Saber win the final set?
Scores are confirmed. Wu leads 5 set points to Baron Seva's 3. Line judge has given us the okay. The match will start, and Baron Seva will be the first archer up. in this 5th set of the bronze medal Recurve Women's Open
It's
match.
the gold medal match.
I apologize.
Saver, 8.
It's an 8. It's quite close to the 9 line now.
Still a full 10 seconds left on the clock for Wu.
That was a nice time for Wu. What a way to start this last end.
Saver, 9.
A 9 for Svetlana. She's a little more consistent now as we move through the match. It might not be enough. We'll see how Wu performs.
Wu, 8. Could be 9.
It could
8
be a
could be a
9.
9.
That looks close to me.
It has been scored with a star next to it, meaning we'll have to wait till the judges at the target get a look at it.
Saver, 7.
A
Final arrow from Svetlana.
7 for Svetlana. You only need a 6 for Wu.
Oh, and she scores a 9.
And she scores a 9.
Wow.
It really won't matter what that arrow is called in the end now.
It really
because
won't.
the match goes to Wu.
She has shot tremendously this week. She really has. The scores that she's got, and even her pass through from the 32nd round, she's had a 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, and a 6-2. That's quite extraordinary. She's really had a good pass. That looks
like an archer who is pretty dominant in all her phases of the and finishing first in the qualification round. I think she came here to do some damage, and she's worked her way through the ladies division and taken home the gold.
And obviously she's won a Paralympic quota place, and I think maybe we'll be seeing her in the Paralympic Games in Rio next year.
Congratulations to Nyan Wu and to Svetlana Barantseva.
I think Svetlana Barantseva really shot well, and she made Wu fight for the title. No 6-0 there.
No. Yeah, she gave her best match of the elimination passes. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the last one of the women's titles from this championship awarded.
Wow. We're moving right along. Our next match coming in is Recurve Men Open Bronze Medal match. And this is a new team for us here on the finals field. We haven't seen Islamic Republic of Iran out on the finals field yet, either today or earlier today or yesterday.
The crowd being introduced to Golemretsa Brahimi of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Now please welcome his opponent, shooting on target number 2 and ranked 2 in the competition this week, representing the Russian Federation, Sergey Kutakov.
Sergey Kutakov, from Russia, will be his opponent, ranked 2nd in qualifications.
Against Golemretsa being ranked 4th, so these archers are fairly evenly matched.
The line judge has signaled that the athletes are ready, the field down range is ready, and
we have a bronze medal match.
Will start the proceedings here in this bronze medal match.
Very quick, but he puts in a 9.
Nice shot.
Good start.
Kutakov, 8-8.
Kutakov opens with an 8. Just shooting internationally since 2011.
But he started shooting in 2008.
His first archery debut as international was in 2011, you're right.
Maybe he's somebody else who was encouraged by Paralympic Games. Maybe he watched Beijing on the television.
The Russian recurve man had a great showing in London Paralympics I believe they took a gold medal in the team round.
Wow, that's a great 10. It's a third arrow from Golem Reza from Iran.
9-10-10.
That's a good score.
Sergey can't beat it even with the 10. He's still going to be 1 point down.
I think Sergey's shooting a little on the right. Maybe he wants to move his sight just a little bit. That's 29 to 25, so 2 set points to Islamic Republic of Iran.
So after the first set, it is 2 points to 0 in favour of Golem Reza Rahimi of the Islamic Republic of Iran. In pale red top, stood to the rear of the shooting line on target number 1.
Beide Schützen haben international Einzel noch keine Medaille gewonnen, sind aber schon mit Edelmetall bestückt. Und zwar
on their path, both of them had quite difficult matches getting through from the 32nd or 64 round. I think between each of these athletes, they only had one match each where there was a 6-0, but everything else was very hard fought.
So Kutakov on the Russian federation will shoot first in the second set.
I know that Sergey, I shouldn't know all the British results, but I know that Sergey actually beat David Phillips from Great Britain in the 8th eliminations.
Scores are confirmed. Rahimi from Islamic Republic of Iran leads this match 2 points to 0 for Kutakov from Russia.
Kutakov, 9.
Kutakov beginnt mit einer 9.
Opens up with a 9.
Good start.
Rahimi,
So
9.
response is another
Rahimi
9.
with a 9.
Scores are tied.
Countdown clock, just 4 seconds left on the clock. 2 arrows fairly close together up in the right-hand corner there, about 2 o'clock.
Still no wind.
Rahimi, 9.
A 9. So this set is quite tight, but there's 1 point in it at the moment. Sergey needs a good arrow with his third arrow.
4 seconds left on
And
the
he
clock.
scores a 10.
Nicely done.
27
I think he's just clipped the X-ring with that one as well.
Very good.
Rahimi
8.
scores an 8.
27 zu 27, das
Scores
ist
a
der
tie.
Ausgleich für
Unofficially.
Sergei Kutakov nach 2:2 im zweiten Satz.
Pip and I often refer to an arrow that lands in the center of the 10 ring as an X. It still scores only 10 points, but we use it in terms of tiebreakers. Tiebreakers normally happen, tiebreakers that are related to score as in 10s and X's happen most oftentimes in the qualification rounds and in inside the elimination brackets. When it comes to defining a person's advancing to another phase of competition in the brackets and in the head-to-head match play, the tie is always solved with a shoot-off. Always solved with a shoot-off.
But it explains why you have sometimes like a pale ring inside the 10 zone, And that's called, we call it the X-ring, and it's just really a way you can plot, how close to the middle most of your arrows are landing.
And most of the athletes are looking to hit that X-ring as well.
It's no good shooting if you're not going to be aiming right in the middle.
As long as the wind doesn't prevent you from doing that.
Well, yes.
So Rahimi will start off this third set, as the scores are tied in the match, 2 set points each. Goes back to the archer who first started the match.
And he scores a 9. There is just a little tiny bit of movement in the windsock. But you would have thought with the poundage of these men that it'd be unlikely to affect them too much.
Kutukov, 8, 8.
Kutukov thinking maybe the breeze is a little bit stronger than it is. Shoots an 8 on the left.
Rahimi scores another 9. Very solid shooting. Wow, I felt he held that a long time.
Just 4 seconds left on the timing clock, but was
a good 9. Rahimi's third arrow, another 9.
And a fairly quick shot.
Sergei needs to score a 10 to tie this.
Kutukov needs a 10 to tie. It's an 8.
Rahimi takes that set and gets the 2 points.
And officially, we'll wait to see what the target judge says. I don't think we had any questionable arrows, though. Nothing close to the line.
I don't think so. It's a nice group for Rahimi there. Just on the right-hand side of the goal. The runners are coming back with the arrows.
Pippa, you've told us in the beginning when we first started today, this afternoon, and about you've been to 24 international
I have, yes.
events. Can you remember one and can you claim it as the best one you ever went to?
Oh, 2 Paralympic Games are fantastic, but actually World Championships in Italy in 2005 was probably my best event, my favorite event. I was having major surgery in 2006. Thought I'd never get back to shooting, so I thought it would be my last one. So it made it special.
All right. Sergei is going to start us out here.
9.
With a 9.
Of course, the London Olympics, home soil, home crowd is always an amazing experience.
Did you feel any specific advantage with that home crowd?
8, 8.
I didn't know. They were very noisy.
That's good. No matter where you are, whenever the crowd is participating, you feel like you need to step up your game just a little bit to see what you can show. A 9 from Kutukov, second 2 9s in a row. Or we have an 8 from Rahimi.
I think all that crowd noise is great for some people and not for others. I'm so focused on what I did that I didn't feel that the crowd gave me an advantage.
Or
I didn't really hear
either.
them. No, I just didn't really hear them at all.
A
That's
4
a shame
from
for
Rahimi.
Rahimi.
Yeah.
But still,
Kutukov finishes up with an 8, 9-9-8 for 26 on that end. Rahimi is not going to be able to match it even with a 10.
No, but he comes back with a great 9, settles himself down. And he was 2 set points up, so it's not like the match is over yet.
Nope, we're just back to a tie score unofficially. That's a sign of an archer who can deal with either positives or negatives. You have to be able to not challenge yourself to say, well, I've got to shoot another 10. I've just shot 2. I need to shoot the last one to be in it, or I can't miss, or when you have an arrow that doesn't go where it's planned, is to just get back on the horse.
Yeah, the greatest thing that you can do is shoot every arrow as if it's your first arrow, every arrow as if it's your best arrow. There's never any point in looking at what went wrong, because you'll just put it in your head about what might be going wrong. So every arrow should be the first arrow. It should be, that's every arrow is going to be the best arrow you're going to shoot today.
Right. Analyze the one you just shot, set out a plan for the one that's in your quiver, and get ready to go.
Yeah. I was just speaking with some of the archers this week about that. We had a big discussion on how different people do that.
Mm-hmm. We're in the bronze medal match of the Recurve Men's Open category here at the Para World Championships. And the score is all tied between Sergei Kutlakov and Golomares Rahimi from the Islamic Republic of Iran, who starts out with the 9 this set.
Oh, I thought before he shot that arrow he looked like he meant business with that one.
That was a beautiful 10x.
What can Rahimi do? Oh, and he replies with a 10x.
Almost in the same spot in the target, just different targets.
This is a battle. Oh, what a shot. A 9.
Answer, it's a 9.
All tied with 1 arrow to go.
And in the 5th set.
Oh, a 9.
A 9 will tie the match. A 10 will win it for Sergei Kutlakov. Any bets?
Oh.
Pippa, what are you feeling over there?
I'm thinking he's going to get a 9. Oh,
it's an 8.
It's an 8.
Unofficially, the match goes to Rahimi from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Bronze medal for Iran.
I thought we were heading for a shoot off the shore there. What a match. So exciting.
Congratulations to Sergei Kutlakov of the Russian Federation for a great effort. But your winner and your bronze medalist is Golomares Rahimi of Iran.
And I may be wrong, but I think maybe that's Iran's first medals at internationals.
I don't know about internationally, but I think maybe at the World Championships.
Yeah, maybe. For the men, I think.
Competitors congratulating each other. Coaches shaking hands.
Hugs all around.
Yep. Exchanging pins. Thanks for the competition, friend. One last look at the venue to say, yeah, it happened right here.
So the lower ranked archer from the qualification round wins the bronze medal.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte begrüßen Sie mit mir Kampfrichter und Trainer für den nächsten Titelkampf.
And the coaches for the last match of this World Archery Para Championships coming onto the field to set up their archers' equipment, spotting scopes so they can aid in the match.
We have one archer from the USA and one from China.
Eric Bennett comes in qualified 8. Shi from China comes in qualified 3rd place.
I think some people watching may have seen the bronze medal match with 2 standing archers and the gold medal matches between 1 standing archer and 1 wheelchair archer. They all compete in the same class.
I think we have seen Mr. Shi from China in a couple of our other team round matches.
Will nach der Goldmedaille greifen. Der 8. des Vorkampfs, Aufsteiger Nummer 1 aus den USA.
He's not updated, but he looks familiar. He's got a familiar face. He started actually in 2010, so fairly new.
Yeah,
First
started
international
competing internationally in 2013, so that's only 2 years. We've seen a lot of these Chinese archers who've only been shooting for a couple of years.
Eric, on the other hand, is a pro, I think.
I think so. I remember seeing Eric in Beijing, I think, where he was shooting a compound bow.
His most recent competition has been at the Pan Am Championships in Toronto just last month, where he took second in his division. And in 2014 in the Pan American Championships also took second, but in another division. And in 1 year he switched from Compound Men Open to Recurve Men Open.
And he's doing incredibly well, having made that change.
Looks like Eric's going to start out this match. The ready signal has been given and the lights flashing on his lane.
And Eric uses a mouth tab attached to his string to release his bow. He starts with an 8.
Shi 9 1.
A 9 for Shi from China.
Bennett 9 9.
Eric answers with the 9. I have a feeling this is going to be a close
exciting match coming
Absolutely.
up.
Shi 9 9.
It's one of the amazing things about para competition, that you can have somebody with a mouse tab and somebody in a wheelchair and they just compete against each other equally, both in the gold medal match.
Bennett.
Oh, what a shot!
Almost a spider, not too far away from it, or an X inside an X across there.
Shi
Ooh,
9.
little yell from somebody there. Maybe he wasn't real happy with that. The results weren't too bad though.
No.
9-9-9. Scores all tied up.
Both archers have 27 points, so they share the first set. 1 point each.
So a mouth tab is a small piece of material that is tied or woven onto the string.
And it can be made of anything. It can be made of leather or webbing, something like that. But obviously it needs to be robust enough that every time you draw the bow back, it's not going to get worn away very quickly.
And it can, depending on the product that you choose to use.
But it adds weight to the bowstring.
Absolutely. You can slow it down tremendously, which is a disadvantage for a person shooting a mount tab. When Eric shot compound, he wore a harness on his shoulder with a release attached to it. Somewhat similar to the harness that we saw earlier.
Kevin Evans of Canada has one.
We haven't seen Kevin in match play though, but it was one of the British archers who triggered it with
John Walker.
John Walker.
W1 has done very well. Won medals here today in the W1 men's and won the mixed team with his compatriot Joe Frith. But yes, he has a shoulder harness also that he pulls down on a cord to operate.
Scores have been confirmed. The score and the set points are tied at 1 each, so that means as Eric started out the first match, he will first set, he will start out the second set as well. Eric is a physics teacher in a high school in Glendale, Arizona when he's not shooting archery. I wonder if his students have the
Bennett.
He scores a great 10x.
Keeping an eye on the old professor. Nicely done, Eric.
If they do, I hope they're excited.
She's
8. So she, China. Do you think Eric's experience will help him?
Bennett. 10.
Team USA has been incorporating the use of a sports performance professional the last year or so, and I think it has made a difference, specifically for Eric. All the team values her input, and she has quick become a member of the team and the staff. 6 seconds left on the clock when Eric lets go. Wonderful.
10-10-9, a really fantastic group.
Coach must have had some good advice for you after that second end.
She 9.
She scores a 9. Eric's going to move into the lead with that.
And officially 3 points to 1. Eric Bennett leading the match. Right after we're done with this match, watchers and viewers out there, we are going to have a medal ceremony for the afternoon matches. Please stay with us.
Somebody online has just posted. Did you see that? Wow.
Absolutely, that's wow shooting regardless.
Of this match.
Compound, recurve, able-bodied para-athlete. It's good shooting for anybody. 70 meters is a long way away. 210 feet, 77 yards, depending on which standard you're used to in your country. At this distance, or I shouldn't say at this distance, but the size of the gold, which is the inner circle inside the yellow, is about the same length as a standard light bulb. So if you're looking at a light bulb and you're standing 70 meters away, now you know what you've got to hit, laying sideways.
I always say to people that it's about the size of a CD or a DVD.
That's about right.
But 70 meters
Yeah.
is a long way away.
Light bulbs come in all shapes and sizes these days. You can't say a standard light bulb anymore, with the LEDs and everything they've got us trying to do to conserve energy and whatnot. She's starting out the third set in this gold medal match for Recurve Men Open. Holding a long time. 5 seconds left on the clock when he lets go.
He was up there a long time.
7 high.
Can Eric give us another turn?
Bennett. 10.
He sure can.
There you go. Maybe she could ask for a 10 every time, Pippa. Let's see how we do. Oh, and a quick one from She. Comes back with a 9.
Maybe he felt he held too long on that first shot.
Possibly. Eric holding a while this time. Let's go with 4 seconds left. And 8.
He didn't have his normal rhythm on that shot, I don't think.
That was a little long for him.
She 10.
Puts in a 10. Good reply.
I think he may be making sure he doesn't have one of those long ones again. I don't think he liked it.
I don't think so.
Bennett.
Another 10 for Eric. He is shooting well.
And one arrow so far outside the goal. I'm sorry, there's 2.
I know Eric wasn't so happy with his ranking round performance coming in 8th. He felt he should have done better, but then every archer wants to score more points, don't they?
They do, but sometimes it serves you to be just a little bit hungry when you get to those elimination rounds, and you've got a maybe just an internal challenge to make to yourself, and say, well, if you think you can do better, then let's do it.
She already has.
She coming third?
This week in the bronze.
Let's see.
Didn't have an easy route through. He had a single arrow shoot off in the 8th against Timothy Palumbo.
Teammate Eric's, Tim, is from the U.S. Scores are confirmed. The arrows are being pulled from the target. Oh, I see an exchange happening with the coach from USA, and I'll have to share with you all about what's going on. Coach Rogers has a game he plays with the athletes, and he puts a challenge out. And in order to, and he says it's a dollar challenge, and sometimes the rules can change while the challenge is being played out. But it looks like Eric may have been the recipient of a payoff there between coach and athlete.
Sometimes it's good to have something to think about, as well as just something to take your mind off the gold medal.
She starts out this
Concentrate on the
fourth
shooting.
set of the gold medal match with a 9.
Nice and solid. A little bit right still. Eric looks very strong.
Bennett.
That looks solid.
9.
A 9.
A solid one. Match isn't over by. That was a quick shot.
Very quick for Shi with a 9. So there's 2 9s down there for Zhu Cheng Shi. Solid. Held it a little long. Still a 9.
Scores a tie. 1 arrow left in this set for each archer.
Eric leads the match 5 set points to Shi's 1.
She
scores a 10.
10. Eric's,
That's a good arrow.
Eric's got to match that 10 in order to win the match. A 9 will give Shi the set.
Oh, it's an 8.
All right, we keep going.
That's more exciting for us. But perhaps not the
A little nerve-wracking for those guys out there.
Yeah, not so good for the archers, but more exciting for the spectators.
Now he has 3 points. Eric Bennett has
So you think
5.
Coach Rogers might take that dollar back?
I think he might do.
We are into a final set.
But I'm thinking that if Eric gets the gold medal here, then maybe there's $5 in it.
No, Coach Rogers only plays with $1. I've never heard of a $5 bet, but I'm not always around for all their practices and all the challenges that go on, but I've only heard about the dollar. And I think he has to sign the dollar bill as well.
Oh, wow.
And the archers hang on to that dollar bill.
You can't buy much with $1 anyway.
No, but it is a souvenir. It is a memento. It is a trophy to be prized among the U.S. team.
That sounds like a great idea.
Not much, but to just get your mind thinking in a different vein.
I once had a coach who used to award little plastic trophies that were only 2 or 3 inches high. The thing designed to go on top of a cake, I think. And I still have mine.
All right. Shi is going to start us out. He's still down 2 set points, but he can tie that up in this set here, this final set, this 5th set of the gold medal Recurve Men's Open match, World Archery Para Championships.
She 9.
I think he was quite happy with that. 9. Solid start.
Bennett.
Eric responds with a 9, just outside the 10.
Close. Had a few arrows up high. I wonder if he's thought about moving.
It's another 9 for Shi. This is going to be close.
Solid bow arm out there. You don't see much any tremor or quivers going on. Just standard shooting from Eric.
Nice 10. What did she do?
So, up by 1 point so far in this 5th set.
She 9.
A 9.
The last arrow is for Eric to win the gold medal.
A 9 will win.
Bennett. 8.
This goes with 8.
And that's a tie.
He ties the match, he gets 6
We've
points.
waited all afternoon. We now have a shoot-off. Oh, no?
No.
Eric's raising his hand. I'm sorry.
Eric gets the 6 points.
Oh, because he
And
picked up a point on the
yeah.
tie. They split the point. I was just thinking about the tie on the final end. Happy times for Eric. I know he's worked hard.
He has worked very hard. And it's great to see him being world champion. I've seen him at many events. He's done well. But I don't think he's been world champion before.
No, he hasn't.
I'm so pleased for him.
He's been on the podium, if I'm not mistaken,
I believe so.
but he has not taken home a gold medal.
Und aber den Silbermedaillengewinner Xi Zhuzheng von der Volksrepublik China. 4:6 ganz knapp unter dem Gewinner der Silbermedaille und Vize-Weltmeister.
I bet all his students at home are going to be really proud of him.
How can you not be proud of a teacher who excels with an action like that? That didn't look like it flapped him at all. Unflappable. Congratulations to both gentlemen. Nicely done on both of those competitors' parts. Good match from Xi, and
I think we've seen some fantastic matches from just about all the archers this afternoon.
this finals venue has played out well. We cannot thank the archers, the coaches, the team officials, the volunteers. Incredible workforce. I think Andreas told me earlier this morning about 160 in the volunteer force that has made this championships happen for these athletes and the team
Some of those volunteers have come from a very long way away. One of them I was speaking to came from Switzerland, and we're in Germany. So, and another one said they came, I think, 170 kilometers away from the venue to volunteer to come here.
I think I remember talking to one of the men on transportation out on the road who lets us know when the buses are coming, and I think he said he came 400 kilometers.
Wow.
Which is quite the dedication.
It certainly is.
We cannot tell you how appreciative we are. We are rolling right into the first medal ceremony. I hope you're staying with us. Get an opportunity to see these athletes get their rewards for a job well done. The first medal ceremony is for visually impaired VI1 division.
Which was our first match of the day, of course, today between Janice Wolf and Roger Rees-Evans.
If you didn't get to see visually impaired archers shooting, it is a quite impressive sight, and tune into and check out the VI matches on archeryt.tv. The medals will be presented by Dominique Ullman, technical delegates. The trophies will be presented by Klaus Lindau, chairman of the Archery Committee, German Shooting Sport and Archery Federation.
And very nice trophies they are. We've seen a few of those already.
Have you picked one up? I hear they're quite
heavy. Yes, I don't know how you're going to put them in their suitcase to get home, but what a memento.
They look like they're made out of glass.
No, I think they're like a heavy plastic, like a heavy perspex, but a really fantastic trophy.
A decorative piece for sure. And the bronze medal, Hazel Hockley representing Australia.
And as we mentioned earlier, Australia's first para archery tournament, and they pick up a medal in VI archery.
Die Silbermedaille abgewonnen aus Großbritannien.
The silver medal representing Great Britain.
The silver medalist representing Great Britain, Roger Rees-Evans. And you might remember, Pippa and I shared the rules for VI archery with you, that it's men and women shoot against each other, and they can choose to shoot either a compound or a recurve bow. And we saw both on this field of play today.
We did, and of course we've got 2 women and 1 man on the podium, which just kind of demonstrates everything all on one podium. I think those trophies are fantastic for the visually impaired as well, because they're kind of layered, so you can actually feel the the shape of them, which is great for everybody.
The gold medal representing the United States of America, won by Janice Wall. Lots of the spectators have stayed around for this award ceremony and to help the athletes celebrate their victories. We will now rise on the field for the national anthem of the United States of America. And we get a final round of applause for the winners in the VI1, Visually Impaired 1 division.
I have to add one thing, Sherry. I've just noticed it's come up on the computer. So my husband has sent a message on the computer to Roger Reese-Evans. Congratulations on his medal.
All right.
I think he's congratulating all the medalists. I didn't realize he was going to be tuning in today. That's quite a shock.
Wonderful. He's not an archer by trade, is he? Or by avocation? You're the archer in the
I am, but he used to shoot the longbow once upon a time.
All right.
Our next award ceremony, once the VI1s have gone with their medals and their trophies, coming onto the field next, we'll be having the medal ceremony for the visually impaired 2-3 category, and we have an All Britain podium going to be coming through, which is quite something. Not something you see very often.
For the future of VI archery in the
Great
UK,
Britain,
for
it
sure,
certainly does. So these archers will be coming to join us in just a minute. I think I just hear them coming now. And here come the ladies in their national dress with the medals, and three of our wonderful volunteers with the trophies.
And the escorts in their national dress with a fine leather cap on that looks like it could be quite warm.
It does.
Sunshine out here.
And first out, we see Carmel Bassett, then Stephen Prowse, and followed by Peter Price. They make their way to the podium.
Peter's quite the crowd encourager, always waving.
He is.
Wonderful. You got to have that engagement. You got to reach across the distance to talk to the people sitting in the stands.
The archers making their way onto the podium. The medals are going to be presented by Tom Deelan, who is the Secretary General of World Archery, and the trophies will be presented by Eric Pawley, who's the Lord Mayor.
And the trophies will be presented by Mr. Eric Pawley, Lord Mayor.
He's been a great presence here. He was here, Lord Eric Pauli has been here for our opening ceremonies and has played a part in the award ceremonies both days, both yesterday and today. We're happy to have the local dignitaries present. And
Carmel Bassett gets her bronze medal from Tom Dhelan, Secretary General of World Archery. It's a very proud moment for her. And one of those fantastic trophies we were talking about earlier.
They're quite colorful. They represent the three inner rings of the target. It's a prevailing logo, icon of this championships event. You see it on the large.
Peter Price receiving his medal there from Tom Dhelan.
It's on the large banner that's hanging behind the target here on this finals venue.
An awful lot of very big smiles here today on the podium. I think the VIs, visually impaired archers, are especially proud because it's their first time here at World Archery Para Championships. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the future.
It's a good start for the VI categories, and we extend our welcome to other countries out there who have archers with visual impairments to join us in the future. We want to see you.
Yeah, I think Stephen Prowse has got more than one thing to celebrate today. It's not only his gold medal that he's just received from Tom Dhelan, but it's also his birthday.
We weren't told which birthday it is, but we do want to wish him a happy birthday and a job well done.
That's got to be great, hasn't it? Winning a gold medal at the World Championships on your birthday.
That's one you won't forget too soon.
That'll be his favorite, I guess.
Could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are able, please stand for the national anthem of Great Britain.
A hoop and holler from the crowd. Big yell out there from somebody.
Lots of congratulations for three British people on the podium. Very proud to hear the national anthem there.
Congratulations to Team GBR.
I think they've just set the bar that everybody else is going to have to come along.
Now that you mention it, that's quite the bar as well.
I'm sure we'll see very many more VI archers coming through in the future.
I certainly hope we do.
Well, I think everybody's going to be clapping them today. Very proud people.
Our next presentation is going to be for the Recurve Women Open. They're just coming onto the field now, the medal bearers.
Recurve Women's Open Individual.
Trophy haulers, escorts, athletes.
It's a proud moment for the volunteers as well.
Yes, it is. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work for them. And to see competitive levels that we've seen yesterday and today in these elimination matches has to bring a sense of accomplishment to the organizers and the
Die
volunteers.
Medaillen werden überreicht von
It certainly helps that the weather has been most helpful.
It does.
The medals will be presented by Dominique Ullman, the technical delegate from World Archery.
Trophies will be presented by Victoria
Trophies will be presented by Victoria Koval, chairman of the Athletes Committee with World Archery,
Die
chairperson.
Bronzemedaille hat gewonnen für Italien.
The bronze medal representing Italy.
Taking home the bronze medal representing Italy, Elisabetta Nino.
Die Vize-Weltmeisterin und Gewinner der Silbermedaille für Russland.
Taking home the silver medal is going to be Svetlana Barantseva, representing the Russian Federation.
Svetlana Barantseva.
Weltmeisterin und Gewinnerin der Goldmedaille aus der Volksrepublik China.
The gold medal representing the People's Republic of China. Wu Zhigan.
Taking home the gold medal, representing the People's Republic of China, Wu Chunyan.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, diejenigen, die können, erheben sich bitte für die Nationalhymne von.
And we will stand, those of us who are able, for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China.
Of the People's Republic of China.
Final round of applause for the athletes.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, bitte applaudieren Sie unseren Athleten.
Last picture taking.
Please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Won't be long before our final medal ceremony of the day for the Recurve Men Open. I can see the American supporters already gathering in the stands.
Front and center so they can get a good picture of that medal ceremony. It's hard to think that we've already passed a week here in Donaueschingen, and that they were coming to a close with this final award ceremony, wrapping this event up.
And here are the medal winners just coming into the arena, heading for the podium. We have Golem Reza Rahimi, who's going to who's won the bronze medal, and Shi Zhusheng of People's Republic of China, the silver medal, and of course Eric Bennett from USA, who wins the gold medal. The medals are being presented by Tom Dillon, who's the Secretary General of World Archery, and the trophies will be presented by Eric Powley, the Lord Mayor, who's supported this event so strongly locally.
Trophies will be presented by Mr. Eric Powley, Lord Mayor.
Die Bronzemedaille für die Iran.
The bronze medal representing the Islamic Republic of Iran. Golem Reza Rahimi.
Tom Dillon congratulating Golem Reza Rahimi on his bronze medal. He looks like a very happy man. That was a tough match.
Gewinner der Silbermedaille aus der Volksrepublik China.
The silver medal representing the People's Republic of China. Shi Zhusheng.
Shi Zhusheng getting the silver medal there for the People's Republic of China. He shot very well considering he's not been shooting that long.
He certainly did. He was coming up against a pretty
tough opponent and very experienced opponent.
That's where I was going. A pretty experienced and seasoned opponent. He's seen his share of competition and made him work for it.
The gold medal representing the United States of America.
And he didn't disappoint either himself, his teammates, or his country.
Eric Bennett taking the gold medal, and Tom Dillon. And a big cheer from America, and hey, I didn't know the American team had so many cameras.
They've got them all out in full force there, don't they?
They do.
I love it.
He's a popular guy, Eric, I think. A very popular winner today.
And we have a
new world champion, the Recurve men, Eric Bennett.
Just a year ago,
America.
shooting compound. Amazing.
Indeed.
Amazing crossover.
Erheben sich bitte für die Nationalhymne.
And we will stand, those of us who are able, for the
National Anthem of America.
For the national anthem of the United States of America.
Huge congratulations to all the medal winners today. I think they've done a really great job. Wish I was on the podium with them today, but it's not to be. But fantastic performances this afternoon. I think it's been a great afternoon's archery.
It's been a great week of archery.
Well, yeah, that's for
We've had some
sure.
world record sets. We've had VI archery come back to world archery, back to the championships.
We've had so many qualifiers for Rio. Quota places won.
25 countries qualifying quota places.
And
lot of happy people going home and leaving
260 competitors
with some accomplishments all around.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the
personal
medal winners
best.
here, but those quota places that were won spread out across 25 different countries. It tells us we're going to have a good time in Rio next summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay for the closing ceremony.
We will have closing ceremonies if you're invited to stay. Pip and I will keep you involved in the activity that's going on. There will be a flag handover ceremony, and we have a special prize. It's being given by a local archery family. Many of you know Viter and Viter Archery products.
Herzlich willkommen zur Zeremonie der Flaggenübergabe bei dieser Weltmeisterschaft im Bogenschießen für Menschen mit Behinderung.
Ladies and gentlemen,
First, though, we will have the flag handover ceremony.
And this happens at the end of every World Championships, where the flag is handed over from the organising committee of this event.
Goes back to World Archery. In cases when we know where the next event will be, usually the flag is then handed to the next local organizer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national
I don't believe we have
and
it.
lowering of the flag of Germany.
So we will now lower the flag and hear the national anthem from Germany, as they are the host country here for these World Archery Para Championships. Flag officially lowered, and it is considered, here it comes out onto the field of play to be handed over.
I think they've put on a great championships here in Germany at Donaueschingen.
No doubt about it. A World Archery flag has now been handed over to Jürgen Löscher, chairperson of the local organising committee.
Jürgen Löscher gibt nur die Flagge an Herrn Klaus Lindau, den Bundessportleiter Bogensport im Deutschen Sportspitzenbund, weiter.
Mr. Löscher is now to hand over the World Archery flag.
It's being passed to Klaus Lindau, chairman of the archery division of the German Shooting Sport and Archery Federation, who will then pass it to Tom Dieland, Secretary General at World Archery.
Mr. Lindau is now handing over the World Archery flag to Mr. Tom Dieland, Secretary General of World Archery.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, vielen Dank. Das ist nur das offizielle Ende dieser Zeremonie und damit
The flag is handed over now, and World Archery be thinking about the next event, probably as soon as next week.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the flag handover ceremony. We once again congratulate the organisers of the 2015 World Archery Para Championships in Donaueschingen for a wonderful.
Well, I think, Sherry, that with the flag handed over, that's the end of our little chat for this afternoon, and the end of updating people online.
Been great watching this last afternoon with you, Pippa. Appreciate all your insight from the competitor's point of view, and who knows? You know, sometimes retirement is never final.
Maybe. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But thank you, Sherry. and I hope everybody's really enjoyed themselves.
Thanks, and thanks to the organizing committee, everyone who's participated to make this event happen. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the next event.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now award the Biter Precision Prize.
Im Namen der Familie Biter heißen wir Andreas Lorenz willkommen. Er ist der Verkaufsleiter der Firma Werner Biter aus Donaueschingen.
To present on behalf of the Biter family, please welcome Andreas Lorenz, manager of Werner Biter Archery Products.